Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnet Queen Tarot. How are my wonderful Sagittarius family doing? How are you guys doing? Remember, you're entering into our realm, so leave all baggage at the door as you practice your breathing, because we are Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Help us to overcome any challenges we are facing. Spirit, help us to see the beauty in everything. Help us to gain clarity and understanding. Help the Sagittarius to figure out and see the signs that were meant for them. Help them to stay focused. Help them to overcome. Ooh, this is our Sea and Soul reading. Sea and Soul reading. Yes. Here we go. Submarine. Ooh, diving deep, unraveling the subconscious. See, whatever's been on your mind, Sagittarius, you're starting to unveil it. It's starting to unravel because it's in there. And sometimes you bury things because at that time you can't, I guess, fulfill what it is you're seeking. So you continue to go through the motion until more answers are revealed to you. So dig deep down inside. Whatever you feel that you may be burying, any past hurts, any pain, any inconsistencies in your life, any concerns, it's just buried deep inside of you, and you're trying to unravel it so you can get the answers that you're needing. And sometimes it's something that's right there at the tip of your tongue, but until you unravel more, you can't pinpoint it, but you know you're feeling it inside deep eternally. It could even be concerns in a relationship. Sometimes things bother you and you hold it because you don't want to ruin or rock the boat with this relationship. But it's something that is inside of you that's bothering you and you're trying to figure it out. And as you keep diving in deeper and deeper, layers keep opening and spreading out and revealing the truth to you. And sometimes we try to ignore the truth because we don't want to lose out on another relationship, or we're hopeful that it can rebuild and start anew, but yet it's something inside of us that's gnawing at us, that's bugging us. And no matter what you do, it's there. It's like it's settled, it's taken up residency, and you need to seek out and find the answers to those questions that's underlying inside of you deep down. So if you are concerned about something, that's your intuition talking to you and letting you know, I'm not comfortable with this. This is something that's bugging me. I've experienced that too. Just last week, somebody said something to me and it was bugging me. It was bugging me. And I just said, oh, whatever. Some battles are not meant to be fought. And then I said, I'm not even going to say anything about it. And like something triggers you again, and then you dig deep down. And I'm glad that I ended up saying something because it was clarified. It's not what I thought. So that's how interpretation is left. If there's something that's gnawing at you and bugging you, you have to dig deep down inside and unravel it and let it reveal the truth, or at least give you an inclination that it's okay to ask that question. If something is bothering you, listen to your instinct, ask the question. It'll ease any pain or burden or assumptions. Always ask the question. And you see, how far does a submarine go? It goes way down deep, right? But down by the bottom of the ocean. So that's like something buried inside of you, and little by little, it's starting to come up to the surface until you actually answer the question. Hermit crab, resourcefulness, adaptability. And again, when you are unsure about something, it makes you turn into a crab because it bothers you. It's gnawing at you. So if you don't seek out the answer to it, you get crabby. And you stay to yourself because you don't want to explode. But it's bothering you and somebody has left it up in the air for your own interpretation, which you don't like. You don't like that. Sagittarius, it bugs the crap out of you. So I always tell people it's better to ask and be disappointed, but find out the truth, than not ask and have it inside you, embedded in you, draining you and making you upset. Questions are meant to be answered, and with your resourcefulness, you'll be able to approach this in a professional, non-confrontational mode to get the answer that you are seeking, or at least to clear any doubt or assumptions. Don't assume, ask the question. The pearl. The pearl, uncovering lost wisdom, hidden knowledge. Wow. Hidden knowledge. When you know something and you know something, but for some reason you don't want to acknowledge it. I had a good friend and she was really hurt when she found out that her husband was gay. But certain things that he did made her assume it previously, but it's not until she caught him in the act did she realize. It's something that's there and it's bothering you. And nothing is wrong with that. That's your choice. But when you're married to somebody and you don't reveal that to them and they start seeing little signs, but they're not acknowledging it, they know something is off. They know something is wrong. You know, he's a down low brother. But the thing is, his wife sort of knew, but she never confirmed it. So she buried it because she didn't want to hear the truth. He showed her enough signs to even get her where she's a little off balance, but she knows somehow or some way something is off. You know, I prefer when people feel that way that they be honest with their partners, because you know what? It causes so much pain, animosity, hurt, even death sometimes, suicide, all kinds of things. Be honest, even if you're assuming. And she never asked the question. She felt it, but she didn't want to believe it, and she didn't want to make an assumption and say something to somebody that would offend them. So rather than that, she buried it deep down. But eventually, when she caught the person in the act, she started going back to signs that were shown to her to let her know. And it hurt her because she didn't know, but she did know. So listen to this card. It says, the pearl, uncovering lost wisdom, hidden knowledge. She knew that there was something off or different, but she buried it until it was uncovered, and then she had to accept it. He never shared it with her until he got caught. But that's when I talk about being aligned and in tune with yourself. She had those questions, she had those concerns, but she never shared them. So when it was unveiled to her, she was hurt, but somehow she really knew, but didn't want to accept. So she denied it and didn't ask the question or didn't go any further. But when it was blown wide open, she beat herself up because she said, I knew there was something. I knew there was something. And a lot of times we do not listen to our inner voice. because it's maybe something that may be unpleasant to hear, and you're in denial that that can't be that. That can't be that. It happens a lot of times with parents and their kids, or kids that's doing drugs and things. The way they're acting is a little off, but you're not sure. So you put it to the side and don't focus on it or think about it until something dramatic happens and you're like, oh my gosh, I knew something was off. Ask the needful questions. Ask the questions. So therefore, hopefully you can get a resolve and get the answer rather than something taking place that throws you completely out of whack. Ask questions when you have concerns about things. Worst case scenario, somebody gets upset with you and they say, Mom, how could you say that? Or how did you know, Mom? It's better than to ask. Take that hidden knowledge and go with it because it's burning inside of you and you need to know, but you don't want to ask. Sometimes that's what you have to do for clarity. Ask the question. See, Anamine, it's like, let me see. Protection, codependency. And when you don't ask the question and somebody is codependent upon you, it's devastating. So therefore, it's best to recognize so you could protect the person. Protection is surrounding you. Sagittarius, you are protected. You are protected because things are revealed to you that you might not always share with other people, but you know the truth and you know that your intuition is always on point, but you don't want to reveal certain things. You want to be dumbfounded and then find out because it would be too painful to know something in advance, even though your spirit already is telling you that something is different here. I know that a lot of you prefer to let things go and not ask the questions, but your mind, your body, your soul cannot rest unless you know. So it's better to know, be disappointed, but acknowledge the fact that you know, or stay in the dark and hide and having this knowing feeling, but ignoring it because you don't want to hear what the answer would truly be. It's better to ask, especially when you're concerned about something. Ask the questions so your mind could be put at ease. And most of the time, you already know the answer, but you need the confirmation to know that what you're thinking or assuming is accurate. This is a time period for you to get in tune with yourself. So many people are distant from themselves. They don't even really, you hear people say, something is just off. I don't understand that. Why? It's, the need to listen to yourself, listen to your questions and research will help do a lot of great things in your life because it will give you the clarity that's necessary rather than that feeling of being deceived or not knowing if what you're feeling has any validity to it. I tell people a lot of times when something is pulling at those strings in your body and making you think in a repetitive mode where you're trying to hear what is being said, you're trying to pick up on the signs, you got to get in tune with yourself. People do not realize the importance of finding truth in self because then you have a better chance of not being deceived if you listen to your inner voice. It's better to know than not know. It's better to recognize and accept than deny and fool yourself. Figure out what is going on when you get that uneasy feeling. Some of y'all are just scared to hear the truth, but pay attention. There was a mother that she used to get this feeling and she noticed that her son wasn't always as happy-go-lucky as he used to be. And she said, oh, he's probably on drugs or he's probably doing this. When she finally built up the courage to ask him what was going on, she would always say, you okay? You okay? He said, yeah, I'm all right. And then she finally sat down with him and said, tell me, what is going on? And he told her that every day he gets beat up and bullied at school. They take his lunch money, they take his lunch. And he didn't want nobody to know because he didn't want to be a punk and he didn't want to tattletale. But you know something? When you are in tune with yourself and you pick up on vibes, listen to them because it's more behind it. It's more to it. You got to know your kids. You got to know your spouse. You got to be alert. Don't just be in daisy land and just with your head in the clouds and not picking up on the vibes. And even if you pick up on the vibes, you don't seek out the answers. Seek out the answers because it could be something so minor that you could assist with or something big that you need to know. Either way, listen to your voice, listen to your inner self, and recognize so you can change course or help somebody with a difficult dilemma that they have. Get in tune. Get in tune and pay attention to differences and changes because it will help you down the road. Listen, listen, and always make your kids feel that they're important enough to come to you where you would listen to them to help them resolve any issues that they may have. Listen. That is your word for today, Sagittarius, to listen. Listen. Let's see, what is your oracle message today, Sag? What's going on with you? Because you are developing skills that you didn't have before, where you have the ability to pick up on certain vibes. Now all you have to do is be able to ask the needful questions. Release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. And that's the truth. If I always tell people, what is your purpose? I ask them what's their purpose. I tell them to focus on themselves so that they can pick up the different vibes and voices and figure out where they want to go. Don't look at other people and say, gosh, I wish I was like her or I wish I was like him. You didn't walk in their shoes. You don't know what experiences they've had and what challenges and obstacles they've had to overcome in their life. So don't envy anybody. Don't tell people, oh, I'm jealous or I'm envious. Don't be that way. Recognize the fact that you don't know people's story. So don't compare it to yours unless they're sharing with you and the two of you are having a get to know each other conversation. Don't envy anybody because you don't know what they went through to get where they are. You just work on you from the point where you are. Have gratitude for what you've already achieved and see the distances, how much further you have to go to get what you want. But the time wasted to envy somebody else is a waste. It's a waste. Because once you know what they went through, how does that change what you went through? What is coming you? Like there was a girl, I remember I was in high school, and there was a girl, very pretty girl. She was a cheerleader. And I remember um, always looking good, real pretty. And people were always talking about her. Oh, she thinks she's cute. Oh, she this and you must think she's cute. Why it's such a big deal to you? If she embraces her cuteness, how does that affect you? Why is that your concern? Because people were jealous and envious of her, so they treated her badly. And I'm the person, because she did things over the top, but that was her personality. And I got to know her better and we became friends because we became, we were cheerleaders together. And I remember one time she was lunchtime and she said, let's go over to my house. And we snuck out to school and stuff. We went over to her house to eat and we were hanging out and laughing and stuff. And I heard her mother come home and she started cursing at her and asked her what she was doing home and said, "You bitch." And her mother was an alcoholic, and she used to make her feel so bad about herself. So then she overdid it. When she went to school. She wanted to be beautiful. She wanted to be happy. So she overdid it. She was overzealous. And when I heard her mother, how she spoke to her and stuff like that, I felt so bad. Because here all these girls are envying this girl, treating her bad because they think she thinks she's cute because she was beautiful. And she cried and she said to me, she says, she always cusses me out. She always says these nasty things to me. And she's my mom. I started crying because it was like, oh my gosh. I remember that day I had gone home and I had hugged my mom and I told her, I said, you know, you really get on my nerves sometimes, but I kind of love you. And she said, oh, thank you. But it's like it makes you appreciate what you have and take for granted. So when I tell people, I say, don't envy anybody else because you don't know the walk that they had, the journey they have taken. Be happy where you are, whether it's a rocky life, a challenging life, it's your life. And you may want to tweak and change certain things. What you can change, change. What you can't accept, and pray on it. That's all you can do. But don't envy anybody. My mother always told me that. She said, don't envy other people because you don't know what they go through. You don't know. So she was basically abused a lot by her mom while the girls at school are abusing her because she's pretty. It's just a cycle and it's sad. So never envy anybody. Congratulate them on what they have. Um, Acknowledge them, befriend them, but don't envy them. Okay? Garnet Queen Tarot signing out, saying be inspired to rise, be your best self. Don't envy anybody. Just work on you to build you up and be a better you because you deserve the best. Believe it. Everybody has their own shoes to put on. Don't put on anybody else's shoes. Walk in your own. Peace, love, prosperity. Sagittarius, be you, the best you possible, no matter who likes it or doesn't, because you matter. Take care till we meet again. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for visiting the channel. Thank you for your support. You are appreciated. Garnet Queen Tarot here, saying be inspired to rise. Signing out till we meet again. Take care.